What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the US of Angling, where I travel the US full-time in a travel trailer and I fish everywhere I go. Today we are fishing the infamous Lake Havasu here in Arizona. If you have ever heard about this lake, it's probably due to the size of the massive red ear sunfish. There's a whole bunch of different kinds of sunfish, but these red ears get absolutely giant. I'm talking 5+ pounds. I know I'm gonna lose my marbles if I see anything over 2 pounds today. This is my very first time out here at Lake Havasu, so I've got a few things that I'm gonna throw at them, anywhere from jigs, night crawlers. I've even got a couple flies that I might throw out, just see what we can't get them to bite on. A lot of times sunfish, you think of them as a beginner's catch, but it sounds like these might be pretty difficult to target. The water is extremely clear and they do get a decent amount of fishing pressure out here. So like I said, this is my first time out here. So the goal for the day is just to find some fish, hopefully catch a few. Fingers crossed that at least one of them can be considered a giant. Let's go catch something. All right, guys. So I was checking things out on Google Maps, and there is just this massive peninsula that goes out into the lake. And there is some very deep water, 40 to 50 feet on either side. I don't know how long this peninsula is, at least a quarter mile long. I mean, it's well past that fishing pier out there. So I'm just gonna spend a couple hours out here on this pier. One thing I can't tell from Google Maps is access. I don't know if it's gonna be easy to get down to the shore. Well, here's some stairs. We'll take these and see how easy it is. Okay, so this is a little fishing pier. I don't know how much we're gonna be fishing on these actual piers, but everyone talks about just how incredibly clear the water is. It's clear, but there's definitely a tint to it. You can't see, I mean, I don't know what the visibility is, maybe 5 feet? That might change depending on where we're at, but it's not incredibly clear water, but that might work in our favor. From the little bit of research that I've done, these fish can be really skittish if they see you. With this water, they might not be able to see us as well. I'm just gonna keep exploring before I wet a first line. Walk around, see if I can find anything I really like. We've walked quite a ways now. Haven't casted, I'm just kinda scoping things out. We can actually get down to the water here. Maybe. It's still pretty darn steep. Oh. So we're gonna come down here and make some casts. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right. Well, that was nice. All right. It's not super forgiving trails here. Okay. We're down here. Goodness. Took a little spill, but nothing too bad. All right. Just gonna keep this little Blue Thunder Bobby Garland on for a little bit. Just absolutely love this jig. So we're gonna hit this spot for, I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes. Really just letting our jig get down to the bottom. Fishing it anywhere from the bottom to a couple feet up. That's a fish. Be a red ear. Be a red ear. Nope, it was a largemouth. And he spit the hook. At least I saw him. Oh my goodness. That was a freaking thrill. Whew, okay. That was a largemouth on this little Bobby Garland. Darn. I was really hoping that was gonna be a red ear. That's all right. We've had our first bite. Sucks he got off, but at least it wasn't a big red ear that got off. I was just getting ready to say, we're gonna give this Bobby Garland a good shot, but I'm not gonna fish all day with it without trying a night crawler. Sounds like night crawlers might just be the ticket. We'll put them on a slip bobber or something. There's a fish. What's this one? What are you? Another largemouth. All right, well, we found some bass. We found a couple largemouth. Come here, dude. All right. That one's pretty close to shore too. All right, first little largemouth, first fish in Lake Havasu. Man, it's probably about 13 inches. I wish that it was a red ear that was 13 inches, but hey, we won't complain. Fish number one is in the books. All right, guys, we made it to the end of the pier. We've only landed that one largemouth. I fished 3 different spots. Walking up and down those banks is a pain in the butt. I was thinking hopefully I'd get out here to the end of this pier and there'd be like a big flat or something with just a bunch of big red ears swimming around, but I do not see any right now. But I am gonna fish the end of this point. Points they're hard to pass up. Points are always a good spot to fish, so we're gonna make a few casts out here, spend, I don't know, 30 minutes out on the end of this point, and then on the way back, I'm gonna get that night crawler out and we're gonna see if that doesn't help us find a couple nice red ears. All right, guys. Well, I just came off that point. My camera died and a boat went by and told me that he went over a big school of fish right down here by the biggest tree, which I believe is gonna be this one, except there's just absolutely no way for me to get down there. Well, I guess I would get down there, but I would never get back up. These are just way too steep of banks. Right here on this big peninsula, it's just so hard to access the water. We're just up a little bit too high, but that's not gonna keep us from catching fish. It is going to burn more calories though. All right, guys. I think I'm just gonna hit this spot for a solid 30 minutes, maybe even 45 minutes. I'm just gonna let that night crawler soak. I might make 5, 6, 7 casts in 45 minutes. I'm really just gonna let that thing float around, see if we can't get lucky with one nice red ear in this spot. There's no way a night crawler just soaking in a spot for 45 minutes in good depth along rocks isn't gonna produce a red ear, right? We'll see. We just got our first hit on the bobber. I've got it. I don't know what it is. Please be a red ear. Please be a red ear. It is. It's a nice one. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. It's our first red ear and it is, for me, a freaking beauty. Oh gosh, come on. Oh my gosh. Oh, that is a dandy. I mean, they get, I know, don't get me wrong, I know they get absolutely way bigger than this, but that is a freaking hog of a red ear for me. I mean, just in general, for anyone that doesn't live on Lake Havasu, just an absolute beauty. We're gonna get a quick measurement. I'm kind of surprised. I was expecting this thing to fight like a freight train. And I mean, honestly, this one really didn't that much. Let's see. Let's see how long he is. That fish is almost 12 inches, not quite 12. Call him 11 3/4 inch fish. All right, guys, check him out. Just an absolute beauty. 11 3/4 inch first red ear on Lake Havasu. I am absolutely stoked. Not the absolute giants that are out here. We'll find those, but this is a heck of a first one. All right, we're gonna let him go. All right, here you go, dude. All right. Ooh. Well, first one got me. Not the most graceful release, but he kicked off good. I am so stoked. We didn't have to wait that long for that fish. That gives me some big time hope of running into more in this spot, and hopefully we can find some that are even bigger. Yeah, we had it right there. That was about 10 feet down. Yeah, I'm hitting bottom in there. There's a fish. Thought I was just hitting bottom again. No way. It's a little striper. All right, 3 species of fish today. That's 3 species of fish. We caught a largemouth, A red ear and this tiny little striper, a little striped bass. All right, wish you were a red ear, but 3 species is kind of cool. It's not a bad day on Lake Havasu for never being here before. All right, guys, it is day number 2. Yesterday, I mean, it wasn't hot and heavy, but I did land the biggest sunfish I've ever caught. So we can't complain with yesterday's result, but I'm hoping today we get some more action. Hopefully it's a little bit easier access. Yesterday, walking up and down those banks was a pain in the butt. I'm really hoping we can get on these fish today. All right, guys, still got the night crawler on. Only had to walk about 100, maybe 200 yards to find this spot. How deep am I rigged up here? Yeah, that's like 8 or 9 feet. Let's cast over this way and let the wind just bring our bobber across and just freaking pray that we get smoked by a big red ear. All right, we're gonna let that soak. Gonna keep that right next to us, but I'm gonna be throwing out a jig as well. Get this net over by us just in case we get smoked. It'd be really cool to be catching them on this Bobby Garland. Best case scenario, that's what happens, but I wouldn't mind seeing that bobber take a dive either. Just hope there's fish here. Oh, that's a fish. That's a fish. Got one. Got one. What are you? What are you? Be a red ear. What are you? What are you? This was right away in this spot. A nice largemouth. Darn it. Oh, shoot. Nice. Whoop. Not a bad largemouth here. Oh, there we go. Darn it. That would have been so sick. I can't be upset. That was almost immediately. All right, guys, first real fish of the day. Largemouth bass. Man, I'd love to see a smallie. I'm really talking crap about those largemouth. I was happy to catch that. I'm just really looking for any other fish than that. Largemouth is low on the totem pole for me, unless it's like a 5-pounder.
Get anything this morning?
Just one largemouth.
That's okay.
Yeah, I'm looking for red ear, so hopefully I can find some.
Yeah, they're still a little deep.
Are they?
Yeah, I caught them in like 25 foot the other day.
Dang. I caught one yesterday off that big point there.
Yeah, the jetty is the long peninsula is a good place for them.
Yeah, I caught one 11 3/4, about 12 foot.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's my first one ever out of the lake, so.
Well, good luck.
Yeah, same to you. All right, well, that was a good little conversation I had with that boat. I'm 99% sure that guy was guiding the other guy on his boat. And he said that the red ear are still in like 20 to 25 feet of water. This cove I don't think is quite that deep. The spot that we were fishing yesterday is that deep. Huh. I just didn't fish over 12 foot under a slip bobber. So maybe if I go back to that area and just fish deeper. I mean, we did catch one, so we know they're in that area. I'm sure those red ear are a lot of places. I'd be very surprised if there wasn't some in this cove, but I'm just gonna let this bobber soak a little bit more, throw a jig around, and then, I don't know, we might have to go back to that spot from yesterday and just try and fish a little bit deeper. That's a fish. All right. I think it might be a striper, but just got out to this spot. Yep, it is a striper. Hey, that's a fish. It's not a horrible one either. I mean, not big, but fish number 2 of day 2. I really wish that these fish were red ear, but I don't know. We're gonna take what we can get for now. I just got to this spot. I was gonna cast out my bobber while I get rigged up, and this thing wasn't soaking for 30 seconds, and bang, this dude hit it. So I don't know, we'll see how this spot goes. Apparently there's stripers here. Hopefully there's some red ear. Yesterday I was way out on that point. Today I'm in here just because it's quite a bit more calm, and I'm pretty sure there's still a lot of depth in here too, so it's a win-win. Let's cast that back out there. I'm gonna try and get this other rod rigged up while that floats, or should I say soaks. I'm just doing a drop shot, so I've got a 1/2 ounce weight and then about a foot above it, which got a little golden hook. I don't know how well you guys can see that. There you go. Little golden hook. I'm just gonna throw a night crawler on that. I'm gonna cast it out to the right and let that sit just a foot off the bottom while my bobber just keeps drifting. I'll just keep recasting it. It'll keep drifting along. Hopefully it'll run across a big red ear. All right, we are fishing. Fingers crossed. We want a big red ear. There's a fish. Please be a red ear. Please. Please. Nope. Oh, gosh. Oh, brother. There's definitely fish in this spot. I don't know where these big red ear are. I'm not sure where they are, but we found these little dudes. Oh, man. Just gets you so excited every single time. Just that glimmer of hope it's going to be a big old red ear. No way. All right. All right. Not a big one. Not a big one, but it is a red ear. Oh my goodness. Finally. Finally caught another one. Woo! An absolute dinker for Lake Havasu standards, but back home, that thing's getting eaten. All right. First red ear of the day. This one's probably only, he might be 8 inches. Yeah, about 8 incher. I'm not gonna measure this one, he's too little, but we got another red ear. Big old 14 inchers up next. Back you go, little dude. Thanks for playing. I think I just saw this rod get hit. My line's real loose. Do we have a fish here? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And it's not tiny. Be a big red ear. Oh my goodness, I will freak if it's a big red ear. It's a nice fish. Come on. Come on. A catfish? We're just catching everything. Oh my goodness, a channel cat. I was not expecting to see one of these dudes. Not in the slightest. All right, guys. Well, there you have it. We're really good at catching fish. We're just not really good at finding schools of red ear. We've got 1, 2, 3. This is the 4th species of the day. I was not expecting to see a channel cat. Honestly, I really want to keep him, but I don't think I'm keeping anything today. This is about perfect eater size though. It's a pretty wide range of perfect eater size. From about this all the way up to, you know, a few pounds can be perfect eater size, but this one's a lucky day. Even though I want to keep you, I'm gonna let it swim. Boy, he took off too. All right. Cannot believe that. Largemouth, striper, red ear, channel cat. 4 species. Can't complain with that day. All right, guys, that is going to wrap up this video, but that does not wrap up my time here at Lake Havasu. Not a bad first 2 days. Caught a few different species, caught a personal best red ear. It's really hard to complain about that, but I do plan on getting things dialed in a little bit. I know there's an absolute monster red ear with my name on it somewhere out there. We're going to do our best to try and find it. If you want to follow along with all my fishing adventures, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I'm here at Lake Havasu right now, going to be headed up through California, and I hear there is some incredible fishing to be had. Thanks again, guys. Get out there and catch something.